The host from Morning Glory, who's back in old Sydney town after a Bris Vegas soiree, and the man's Matty Johns. Hello, Matty.
Joel Fletch, how are you, lads?
I'm going good, MJ. I tell you what, I slept like a baby last night. I went to bed about 8:40 and woke up at 6:40.
What about that feeling, boys, when you get back and you get into your bed at such an early time in your own bed? How good is that?
It is fantastic, boys. I've got to bring it up. I heard you talking about Tony Babar before.
Yep.
Yeah, mate. How good, mate. The old game show hosts, they were fantastic. And most of them were performers because Tony Barber was a singer and a dancer and a cabaret performer. And so was the great Ian Turpie, too.
Turpie.
Who was my favourite, Terps. In fact, Terps, I believe, dated Olivia Newton-John back in the day.
Well, the great Baby John Burgess was engaged to my mother-in-law, Rhonda.
No way.
They were engaged.
No way.
Yep. This is before obviously Britt was around. So Baby John, I could be knocking around Baby John at Christmas. Digging a few into him. Just go get that Baby John.
Mate, Baby John was the Peter Dowse. He he was Rabs before Rabs. It's Baby John Burgess here.
Matty, was he a singer? I'm pretty sure he was a singer too.
Yeah, he was. He was a radio DJ and a singer.
There you go. What about Larry? John? What was Larry Emder doing?
Larry Emder. Larry
he was a journo. He was a journo.
Yeah, that's right. Worked 9 for a while and around the place, a few networks. Boys, hey, Joel, I tell you what, you're very lucky to have your host there.
Oh, really?
At the moment. Oh, mate, there was an incident at the live show on Sunday night. Mate, a man from the Apple Isle, an innocent-looking man from the Apple Isle from Tasmania, he came to the front of the stage in the ad break, looked like he'd had plenty on board, but he wanted to get on the show, and we were like, "No, mate, no, come on." Anyway, he started to get more and more aggressive, and they've ushered him out, and then we're halfway through the next segment, and Bear's Head's got his back to the guy. Mate, he leapt over the fence and, mate, charged the stage. Mate, he nearly got on stage. Yeah. I don't know what he would have done. She got Fletch Hynes.
Pardon?
Was any filmed?
Yeah, we were on air.
Oh, live.
There's a camera right behind me. They've got the vision.
Oh.
He got up onto his hands and knees, and the security guards just grabbed him and just yanked him back.
Mate,
I think he was just going to go and King Gordon. He's going to just go, puss.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know what he was going to do once he got on stage because there's you and Hindy, and there's Gordon and Tino.
Yes.
It was like running into a lion's den.
Oh, yeah.
No, he was quite happy, but you're right. He did get started turning a bit aggressive.
Well, Brian, I got this message, a DM from somebody you know, and Matthew certainly knows very well.
Yeah.
Jack from Newcastle texted me this. He said, "Can someone ask Brian about why he decided to keep his Fox mic attached after a function at the Caxton? Let's hope they don't have the audio. He was amongst a few strange characters in an alley near Suncorp after the night's Titans
Colourful
match."
Characters, yeah. It took me down because I'm thinking about buying a WRX, and he had it for sale. Just had something to sell. So
right.
I was doing a bit of tyre kicking.
Oh, right.
I didn't buy it. I ended up didn't buy it. But, Magic Round. Everyone's just in such a good mood.
Do you know the story about Robert Durst? Have you boys seen that?
Yeah, the Jigs too.
Yeah, saw a bit of it last night.
Yeah, when he leaves the mic on him, and that's how it all comes undone.
It was so good, Magic Round. And Fletch, I was saying to people, like, there's just not one drama up there, apart from the men from the Apple Isle. But there's just no drama. Like we had the Brad and Gary had their 80s party upstairs. You had 150 Red Dragons. It could not have been more drunk. Not one incident. No. Everyone was just in great mood.
Gary was smoking upstairs.
Was he?
Gary Smythe just walking around, just smoking darts.
Was he?
And he wanted to chin someone, but the bouncer just calmed him down and just said, "Gaz, mate, they got a good way with them in the Caxton.
Yes.
They've been trained really well."
Yeah.
Wasn't there some, mate? I tell you who's a scallywag, Joel, is our man Brad Cox, the country performer. He has got a lot of scallywag. He's our type of guy.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, hang on. What about this? Baby John Burgess was Australia's first pro 10-pin bowler. Fact.
No.
What?
With love from Tara Eel.
Really?
Some blokes have just got too much talent.
Yeah. So he's a singer. He's an entertainer. He's bloody, a 10-pin bowler.
How'd you recover, Matty? Like you were one of those at the airport yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah. Look, I was as good. Look, I was a bit dusty on Sunday, but mate. We're pretty good season campaigners.
Yeah.
You know, we sort of turn up. We've got to turn it on for the camera. Actually, a few of the blokes who were out with us said couldn't believe how fresh we looked. My man Crowie, Steve Crowe, who had a beer with us. Yeah. Crowie was as crook as he could be, but he said, mate, it amazed me how fresh you and Fletch looked. And I said, well, mate, after our trip to Kenny Nagus, we're pretty seasoned.
Yeah. How'd the wifey go, Trish?
Yeah, not bad. She's still got the old club foot. Start hearing about it. She went in and got the stitches removed. So, yes, mate, she's on the way to full recovery, boys.
Now, Matthew, let's talk about Origin. Nicho is going to be the 7, we would think.
Yep.
Definitely. Yep. We're locking him in. We've had an issue with our centres now. Is there in any world you see Latrell playing left centre?
Oh, mate. Well, Fletch, I was talking to someone about the side I'd pick, and sometimes you've got to look. Oh, mate, we keep waiting for Latrell to really bounce back to form. If I'm coaching and he shows me a bit of something, God, the temptation's just put him in to left centre, because you just know at Queensland he's got such a presence. That's the thing about it. But yeah, I don't know. It's a difficult one. You've got Jack White in there. I wouldn't mind seeing Isaac Tungo get a start. I think, mate. I think he's super aggressive. I think he'd go well. But yeah, it's going to be a strange series. How many people are missing? Interesting one, like yes, you said, Nicho's one half. Who's going to be the 6th? Well, Mitchell Moses has got to play this week. Is he named?
No, he's not named.
No, he's not named. But mate, it'll be Luai. I thought Luai was really, really good on the weekend. That's his best game of the season.
Matty, you've been there in this position, right? Does this ever happen where Madge just goes to Nicho and says, Nicho, I'm all in on you, mate. You're our man, and you've got to build him up. That's what we want to do. You choose the 6. Does that ever happen?
I reckon it should.
Yeah.
If you've got... We'll put it this way: when you got blokes like, let's say, Joey or Nathan Cleary, who's yet to dominate his series, but you knew he was going to be just the centrepiece. I think if you're a coach, you're crazy not to go up to your 7 and say, listen, who do you want to partner? Who do you think suits your game? And I think it's more than just the 6 too. I think the edge forwards, who are your favourite edge forwards? Who do you trust?
Yep.
I reckon it's essential.
Or if they pick Luai, I would presume they'll pick Burton left centre because of their relationship. Yeah. And when Birdo played that series, Luai was inside him. He handled it easy. Burton.
But you know, like Nicho's form's gone even better with Atkinson, where he's more of a passive support player. Yeah. Braden Trindle, the better he was going, it was sort of taken off Nicho's game. Right. Nicho's a great Pied Piper, isn't he?
Yeah, well...
Oh, mate. He's a better footballer and playing better football than he was when they put the Dalian medal around his neck.
Yeah.
And do you know the thing about Nicho? I've never known a bloke who takes so much on his shoulders off the field. Like all the work he does for mental health. And like I was talking to Gussie Walland about this because he's got the Gotcha for Life. He's been a champion of that and helped. Look, there's no doubt about it. Both of those blokes have saved lives. But Gus said to me, I said, how you're dealing with mental health and, people are reaching out to you. I said to Gus, does it take a toll on you personally sometimes? And Gus said, yes, absolutely. He said in the early days of Gotcha for Life, he was getting 1,000 direct messages a day. A day.
Wow.
30,000 a year. And then he said he was getting direct messages of abuse from people going, yeah, good on you, mate. Why don't you care about me? You didn't reply. And he said, look, I've just been... Now, I'm not suggesting that's, Nicho's going through it all, but, mate, he puts so much work into it, and it's not easy. Like, there must be times where he's got interviewed and he's talking about mental health and the challenges that he's had in his life. He must think, oh, no, geez, I just don't feel like doing this, particularly on the eve of a big game. But he just does it so easy.
He just steps up, doesn't he?
Outstanding bloke.
You know what I was thinking? I said this to Fletch, Matty. I'm going to have something on New South Wales to win the series, all up Sharks to win the comp. I just got a feeling if he goes out there and conquers the biggest stage of Origin,
I agree.
The Sharks dramatically firm as a proposition, don't they?
Spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The lift that would give him personally to go out there and dominate an Origin series, I think you're right, Joel. I do. Geez, plenty going on in the game.
Oh.
Of course, the Brad Arthur situation. It's funny, isn't it? South and Parramatta this week. How many times we see this? Just where, the two sides that have always have been in the media, play each other this week. The sacked coach cup.
Well, when the news broke that Brad Arthur and Matty and I were aligned, we thought for sure, as you were, Joel, we thought for sure Wayne's coming. Has to be coming. But I appreciated Parramatta coming out being so honest, going, well, we did try. We tried for 18 days. We ring him out. 3 weeks, we just kept ringing him every day, and he knocked us back. So
Fletch,
why do you think they got rid of Brad Arthur now, even though, I know he's been there 11 years, but with the fact of there's 15 rounds to go, whatever it is, and no Moses and no Gutho, what do you expect? True. What are you thinking there? What was their thought process?
Oh, look, there's no doubt without Gutho and Moses, it was a tough call, but they didn't make the finals last year. They were disappointing last year. And the season, some of their, I know even without those key players, just some of their second half performances have been diabolical. And look, fellas, Brad Arthur's handled his sacking with so much class. Really, if I was centre coach, handle sacking, as well as Brad has. But it was time, in my opinion. It was time. But now the thing is, who do they get now? Given the fact that they'd known that they weren't going to get Wayne. Look, there's all different names getting thrown around. I think if I'm Parramatta, the Melbourne Storm have done the hard work, for Parramatta, in the fact that they've had a look at everything, analysed everyone and said, right, who is the man to succeed Craig Bellamy? And they came up with Jason Riles. Now, Bellamy's going to go another season. I'd be going to Jason Riles and saying, listen, because, boys, I'll be honest with you. I think Riles could stay there for another season again, and Bellamy, I just can't see Belly retiring. We said that when he announced it last year. We said, mate, he'll go on for sure. He's like Wayne. What else is he going to do? So I think for Parramatta, there's a great opportunity to go and get Riles in. I think he'd do a terrific job.
Okay, there you go. And they've also done the hard work because they got both of them sacked. Melbourne flogged Para. Melbourne flogged South and Tatiana.
Who are Melbourne playing this week?
Yeah, that's right.
Who are Melbourne got? They'll be very, very...
Geez, how good are they going?
Oh,
wait, what about...
Manly.
Manly.
See you later, Seeds.
What about Harry Grant? Mate.
Harry off the field is just as impressive on the field.
Mate, he's fantastic, mate. Geez, he's up on the toes at the moment, as a player and off the field as well. He's the captaincy's agreeing with him. It was just a great decision from Craig Bellamy.
No Jerome Hughes, no Munster, no Pap, no issue.
Put 40 on it.
Yeah,
it was only deals though.
But you're right. And in the second half, there was no Munster. In the whole second half, they went up a gear. And it's just, again, with Melbourne, you get blokes like Grant Anderson come on the field. He was really, really good. And Tyran Wishart is just the most improved player in the comp. He's been outstanding.
Well, I reckon he's going to be. I mean, he was playing 7, but now he doesn't have to organise the side. I know he had Munster as well, but he's got a legitimate organiser in Jerome Hughes. Yeah. He'll go berserk. He'll go berserk, Tyran.
And the thing about it is, fellas, as you know, it takes sometimes young players, particularly playmakers or utility players, it takes them a long time to really understand their own game and what works for them. And what you're seeing with Wishart on the weekend, the last 2 performances, he's not trying to finesse the football. He's not out there trying to ball play. He's just getting the ball and taking the opposition on with his running game, and he's been terrific.
Tell you, speaking of the youngsters, Ethan Strange.
Mickey.
How good's he going?
Blaze Talangi, by the end of the year, you watch. I know he's got a little few errors in him, but goodness me, he can move.
What I loved about that Canberra game, Matty? I don't know if you got to see this. After the game, Canberra's had a remarkable win. They were down to 11 at one stage. They got the team of 1994 all there. And Canberra's come up with this boil-over win. Canterbury looked like the dominant team, but Canberra found a way. And the whole crowd, unless you had a Bulldogs jumper on, Manly fans, Broncos fans, West Tigers fans, Magic round, they're all doing the Viking clap after the game. Yeah. How good was that?
Easy turn to respect, aren't they?
Yeah.
And because they know, Canberra, people love an underdog. And Canberra play with that underdog spirit. They know what type of team they are, and they've got to scratch and they've got to fight to win. But Ethan Strange, as said before, on the weekend he's got that sweet little left foot step on the inside, but a couple of times on the weekend he feigned to use the left foot step and accelerate on the outside and hit Hudson short. They're developing a fantastic combination.
Well, what he did twice, it was 3-on-3. There was nothing doing. It was 3-on-3, but his speed got him to the second man, and then he just went, here we go, 3-on-2 now, ta-da.
Hey, yeah, that's what's going to make him so tricky, because he'll glide around the outside shoulder and he can cut you in half with his left foot or just keep going. So very hard bloke to handle.
Matthew, I'd like to talk about groins.
Yes.
Now, I know your brother, Andrew, had a real issue with his groin. Yourself, were you ever that bad?
Yeah, I had osteopubis for about 12 months. Didn't get operated on, just had to do rehab, and it came good. But that's I don't know exactly what Munsters is, but mate, that osteopubis. You boys had one?
I've had the adductor when Neil Halpin. So Neil Halpin was the guru of groin. So Wasim Akram would come over. He came up, and all the science against it, or his idea, everyone was against it. All the other doctors said, no, this wouldn't work. So what he used to do, before it got to osteopubis, if it got a little bit tight, he'd cut the tendon to relieve the pressure on it. And he would go to forums, and
wasn't that the other operation that you got done? Something similar to that?
Yeah, that was the reducement. No, you're thinking about the one on that. Yes, no. So he would cut it to take off the strain.
Right.
And when he first proposed it, all the groin doctors around the world were saying, "Nah, won't work." He was doing it. Wasim Akram would do it on the sly. Would come to Australia because their doctor wouldn't allow it.
He Wasim Akram gives Neil a mention in his book.
Does he?
The groin. Yeah. Initially, he had some time out of cricket because he had osteopubis. Neil wanted to operate it on, and he said, no, I'm just going to rest it for 6 months. Neil said, there's no guarantees. And the first over he come back, he did it again. So that's when Neil, he operated on him.
Well, Neil had the same sort of idea for migraines. He said the tendon that runs up the back of your spine to your brain.
I'll get migraines.
Well, he had the idea of just clipping that tendon.
Just release it.
And they definitely overruled that.
Well, the other one he spoke about, I asked him, I said, who's the toughest sportsman had anything to do with? He said, Waka Yunus. He said he came to him had pain in his shins, like shin splints, and he x-rayed him, and it was just stress fractures all through his shins, and he was still charging in and bowling.
Wow. My question to you, sorry, going back to the groin, do you think we'll see Cameron Munster this year?
Fletch, I don't know. We just spoke about the Akram situation where he's going to avoid surgery, but I don't know. Like at the end of the day, they're taking a risk. They're giving him time off. I reckon he'd be 50-50 whether he goes on if he lasts the rest of the season, because we know that it's been a mystery injury to a certain extent, and he's been battling. Apparently when he'll train, then he'll miss the next 2 sessions. It's been literally day to day with it.
Wow!
And so just looking at the nature of how he did it the other day, they're saying 8 weeks. Man, I don't know.
Hey, Matty, 2 questions in one. Who do you think Billy will go with as his replacement, Dearden or Mam, and who would you go with?
I'd go with Dearden.
Yep.
Yeah, Dearden, he's proven himself. He did it before in that high-pressure game a couple of years ago in Game 3. And the Cowboys haven't been going that good, but he's just every week he's at least 8 out of 10.
Yep.
Like that chase on Cobbo. I think he's a typical Queensland player.
You agree with that, do you?
Yeah. And he's someone you just can't hate.
No.
He's awesome.
You really. What are you drinking there, Matthew? You're really smacking your lips.
Oh no, sorry, no, nothing. I'm just. Sorry, lads.
No, that's good.
Well, Matty, great to chat. We've got to run, but we appreciate your time.
What's for dinner tonight, Matthew?
We're going. It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, beautiful.
John's house.
Is that the hard shell or the soft shell?
I prefer the soft, but Trish is going to go for the hard.
Yeah,
okay, put the cheese on the bottom.
And I've got another thing for you. After you put it all on, put all your ingredients on, put your lettuce on, you've got your sour cream. Put a bit of, I know it sounds weird, bit of Thousand Island dressing on top.
Oh, okay.
Oh, beautiful. Trish, Thousand Island.
Thousand Island. Put it together.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thanks,
Good to chat, mate.
Peace out.
Good on you guys. See you, boys.